Hello and welcome to Fifth and Grace. Today I have some cards for the collective. My name is Avril and I am delighted to guide you on this journey today. If we are old friends, thank you for joining me again. And if we're new friends, welcome to my world. I am so excited to get to know you. Please make sure to click the thumbs up button so you never miss a thing. Subscribe. And tap the heart whenever you see it to send some love, because we are all about the love here at Fifth and Grace. Please also leave a comment when something lands for you, or just let me know that you were visiting. I do reply to every single comment, and I love our conversations. I'm a professional tarot reader, meditation guide, healer, past life coach, tapping enthusiast, and spiritual coach. I help you achieve your extraordinary life through all of these modalities and more. I specialize in helping you move towards your dream life without the fluff and BS you find in so many other places. Whether you're looking for clarity in your relationships, guidance in your career, or a deeper understanding of your life's purpose, I'm here to provide the insights and support you need. My readings and sessions are designed to empower you, help you overcome obstacles, and unlock your full potential. Every video on my channel is crafted with the intention of inspiring you towards the life you desire. We explore tarot readings for current events, dive into meditations that soothe the soul, and offer practical tips for spiritual growth and healing. Don't forget to check out the description below for all of my links and my email so you can easily reach out to book a session with me. I'm here to support you every step of the way. So let's embark on this transformative journey together. Subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and let's make magic happen together. So this would be the moment that I would suggest you pause, decide which card you would like, the key, the UFO, or the pendulum. And this is actually one of my favorite pendulums, but it just isn't heavy enough to work as well as some of my crystal ones. So I mostly use it for decoration and when I'm doing videos where I'm using a pendulum because it looks very, very pretty. I mean, look at that. But don't choose the card just based on that. Choose the one that you feel most drawn to. We're going to pause here for a moment. So just click pause if you need more time. And then we will start receiving the messages for the cards. Okay, so if you picked the key, we're going to flip this card over. Oh, the Hierophant. The Hierophant is traditionally a religious card that would let you know that you need to seek the counsel of a religious figure. But in our modern world, this card is more about seeking guidance, spiritual and inner wisdom, and your own intuition or the intuition of others. So when I see the Hierophant appear for people, I often will recommend that they dig deeper into their own selves. And this is about your inner wisdom and intuition. So it's a reminder to trust yourself. If that little voice is saying something to you, you should maybe be listening to it. This is not a card to be ignored. It is a major arcana card. It does let us know that there is something a little bigger than usual coming up or happening right now. And it's about somebody who is looking for answers in life. This is also about spiritual guidance and development. This could be a clue of what you need to do next and what you need to explore. If you're feeling a bit lost, if you're feeling adrift in life, or you're struggling, things aren't working out the way you would like them to. You know, I always say if everybody around you, if you go through your day and every single person you encounter is a jerk, they are probably not the jerk. It's probably you. And I have to remind myself of that too sometimes when I'm getting frustrated, because that to me, when every single person I run into, I'm like, oh my God, what a jerk. That's when I realize I'm out of alignment and I need to start spending a little bit of time with myself to make sure that I get centered again. And, you know, I tend to spend some time in meditation, really explore what's important and regroup and refocus on the good things in life rather than just getting frustrated when things aren't going my way. So this is, if you're looking for your next step, it is about you working on yourself through personal development. So definitely take time to do that. This is a great time of year because all the witches are out there. Everybody's out there getting ready for spooky season. So there's a lot of us out there with lots of offers. I currently have my autumn meditation series on offer. It's a 3-part meditation. That would be a fantastic start if you have never done anything spiritual before. I'll pop the link in the description for that so that you can check that out. And I'll also pop the link to the video where I talk about it. So that is definitely on offer. We start next week. And there's 3 videos. 2 will be in October, 1 is in September, and you can enjoy them on your own time. And that is a great way to dip your toes into the spiritual realm. If you're an old pro, then by all means, take the time for yourself to be intentional with it, with your time. And spend some time in meditation, really honoring this time of year. We are going into the season of darkness. And this is time for some shadow work, some dark work, not dark evil, but just into the darker sides of ourselves as the sun is setting earlier. It gives us more time and space to really explore the parts of ourselves that maybe need some attention. So this is definitely a great clue for anybody who's wondering what they should be doing next. And if you need spiritual guidance, please feel free to reach out to me and we can discuss what you're looking for. Sometimes I create sessions for people out of thin air, basically. That's my superpower. I'm a life path 1. So I am the magician in the tarot, and I have the ability to just sort of create things out of thin air. And like my YouTube channel, which just one day appeared. And so definitely, whatever you're going through, it's about time to get spiritual. It's about time to dig deep into ourselves, do some shadow work, do some meditation, maybe get a tarot reading, see what you should be looking at, where your energies are. You might want to do some energy healing, anything really spiritual. And this is really letting you know this is kicking off your journey of self-development and working on yourself, because the more we work on ourselves, the easier our life is. And it's so much easier to release people and things and situations when we've done the healing work for ourselves. So definitely a strong message. I know that was a lot of talking about one card, but it is a very, very strong message, being that this is a major arcana card. This is for somebody who really needs to hear this. So if this is you, please let me know in the comments. And then if you'd like me to get in touch with you, we can do that. And then we can sort of see what we have on offer to help you out. I've got lots of evergreen pre-recorded things that you can work on your own time, as well as we can do one-on-one work together. Okay, that's not where I was planning to go with this, but because this card came out, that's a really strong message for somebody to get some spiritual and self-development work underway. And it's kind of scary if you've never done that before. If this is the first spiritual thing you've consumed, there is so much more waiting for you. And if you're going through a rough time, oftentimes we'll see the spiritual awakening and that sort of switch in people after what we call the dark night of the soul. And I call that the sobbing on the bathroom floor moment. And that's where, everything kind of cracks wide open and you really start to see things for what they are, and that you need to actually do healing. So I feel like there's somebody watching right now that this message is really landing hard for you. And it's almost opening your eyes to something. Sorry, my guides are giving me a message. They're just saying there's somebody watching this right now who is realizing that this is what they need. So if that's you, let me know, and you can always reach out to me. Okay, so we're going to move on. If you chose the UFO, your card is the 6 of Cups. Whatever it is that you're going through, I feel like everybody's kind of going through something right now. Just emotionally, I feel like we're all a little fragile. Is that it? I think, you know what? There's just so much going on in the world that I can imagine that anybody who's consuming mainstream news or anything like that is probably very upset right now and is really struggling. It's a lot. So don't be afraid to turn off the TV. But this definitely, it's about persevering. Really, the top level meaning of this card is about persevering emotionally. So whatever you're going through, my guides just threw out the word grief. Somebody's grieving something. It could be a relationship. It could be a friend that's moved away. It could be a pet that has died. It could be a loved one who has died. Somebody's grieving something. And the message that's coming through for you is to just keep going, just keep swimming. Just like in Nemo, just keep swimming. I'm asking them if there's anything you need to do. No. No, for now, if you're watching this right now and you're experiencing this, just keep hanging on. Just keep hanging on and you will get to the other side of it. A lot of times we just need to put some time between a moment and ourselves, that we just need to give ourselves some time to process some emotions. And if you need to cry, cry. When I was in funeral school and we studied grief, one of the things that I found most interesting, and I still tell people about this today, I talk about this all the time when I'm with clients and they've got a lot of stuff to release, but they're terrified to release it. It's that feeling that if I really allow myself to sink into my grief and I start crying, I may never stop. And when those big, huge waves of grief come, you know, the ones that are, anybody who's experienced will know exactly what I'm talking about. The one that literally you cannot do anything else except sob. And I've had that happen myself. I was in a meditation at a yoga studio that I used to go to many years ago. And I don't know what was going on in my life that day. Obviously a lot, because I must have been incredibly stressed out. But I was lying on my mat. I was having a bad day. I remember that just nothing was kind of going right. And then the instructor who was leading the meditation, she had Tibetan bowls playing. And they just cracked me wide open. And the next thing I knew, I was in the washroom. I had to get up and run out of the room, and I was in the washroom sobbing like that uncontrollable sobbing. But even in the middle of that, I was saying to myself what I learned in funeral school, which is this huge wave of grief can only last for 20 minutes. And biologically, that is the case. That if you allow it and you just lie down and sob it out, your body and your brain will only allow it to last for 20 minutes, because other than longer than that, and you might not recover from it. So the body and the brain actually really protects us when we're experiencing these things, and it's good to release it all. It never comes at a convenient time. It's always when we're in the produce section of the grocery store talking to our neighbor or something. But when it does come, just allow it, persevere, and just allow your emotions to flow. Allow the tears to come, allow the sobs to come, process whatever it is, just release it all. I guarantee you're going to feel so much better afterwards. Because we all know that. Remember when you have a good cry and then you feel like $1,000,000 afterwards? So let's release whatever we need to release. One of the other layers of meanings of this card for me is about a childhood and childlike innocence. There's a lot of nostalgia connected to this card. It's a really, really sweet card, and I often see it come up when I read for somebody who's older and been married a long, long time. I see that card pop up because it's sort of your romance starts, spicy and fiery, but then eventually it becomes about the day-to-day things in life. But then as you get older, it becomes so much about companionship and supporting each other and helping each other. And it's a much more innocent kind of love that we experience later in life than we do earlier in life, and especially at the start of relationships when it's all very sexy. So there's definitely a message here to return to some innocence in your life, return to some childlike joy, return to the things that used to bring you joy when you were a child, and do those. They'll help you make you feel better. You will feel better if you do those. Like whatever it was, what just popped into my mind is what I used to love, hanging upside down on the monkey bars, so I might actually walk over to the park and do that and hang upside down just to, to feel that feeling of innocence and freedom of childhood, where you know, we were invincible. Really, I was born in the early 70s, so at the end of the 1900s. But I definitely remember that freedom and innocence of being a child in the 70s and 80s. And it's interesting why Gen Xers now are appearing all over the place talking about our childhoods. We're constantly trying to capture the feeling of you know what our youth was like in the music and in the video games and the visuals and everything else. There's a reason why Stranger Things was so popular, because for Gen Xers, that was our childhood. I was the same age as those boys, those characters in the show. So when they were 13 in 1984, I was 13 in 1984. So it was very, very timely for me and brought back so many beautiful memories of my youth. Like I can't even put it into words. It was so awesome. But anyway, so the message here for you is allow your emotions to flow and just keep persevering. If you're grieving, I can tell you it will get better. If you're going through something, it will get better. I love that beautiful saying, it'll be okay in the end. And if it's not okay, it's not the end. So you just keep swimming. Okay. Just keep swimming. And if you need support, remember, I have studied grief. I am a funeral professional. You can cry in front of me. It doesn't bother me at all. And in fact, I love when my clients cry in front of me, because that lets me know that they trust me and they feel safe to be able to do that. And then also that they're allowing that to flow. And we've reached a point where we're releasing a lot of stuff, which makes it so much easier to do the inner work and the self-development work. I feel like there's a lot of stuff connecting here. This could actually be just a big message for one person. I'm not sure, but you may be finding that you're connecting to more than one of these cards. And our final card is the Three of Wands, which is a really, really cool card. Our wands, of course, is our spicy Aries energy. It's fiery, it's quick, it's pretty exciting energy. And our threes are always going to be about being creative. And our wands are about our spirit, who we are, how the things we do, how we move, how we experience the world, how the world experiences us. And this message is saying, you know what, do something creative. Tap into some creativity. If you're stuck, if you're feeling stuck in a rut, just go do something creative and get the creative juices flowing so that you can bring that energy back into whatever it is that you're feeling stuck in, because something's got to shift. And, you know, I mean, they say like, you can't heal in the place you got sick. So if this is about a healing journey, which I feel like for somebody, it really is, this is a full healing journey. Get creative. And if you're feeling stuck in a rut, if there's something that, you know, if you're not in love with your job, if you're feeling stuck in your relationship, whatever it is, get out there and do something creative. Listen, there's nothing wrong with a little wine and paint night. Okay. So if that's what it takes, if that's creative for you, then go do that. If you do other creative things, you might even just be thinking of creative ways to solve a problem, thinking outside of the box to see like, how can we solve whatever has got us stuck? But this is definitely about movement. It's about doing. It's an action card. It's definitely something where you want to take creative action. So there we go. Our cards for the collective. Please let me know in the comments what has landed for you. And next, I'm actually going to do something I've never done, and that is some charm casting. I got a charm casting set, and I have been kind of playing with it a little bit. We'll see if we can just move things out a touch. And I forgot to light my candle again. Seems to be pretty much a daily thing that I forget to do. Maybe we'll do that right now. Everybody make a wish while I light my candle. There you go. Okay, there's your witchcraft for the day. And so this is the little mat that comes with it. And each section has an element of our life. So we've got relationships, work and money, spirituality, and body, and your mental health. And what we have is a little set of charms, which I thought was really cool. I got this from somebody, I think she's near Montreal. If you'd like the link to her shop, just let me know and I will reply to you in the comments with the link. But there's all kinds of cool charms in here. And then it also came with a little booklet with what all the charms are, and then of course the meanings of the charms. So this is exciting. So I thought we're going to start adding some charms into my readings. So here we go. I'm going to not look, and then I'm going to pull a few charms and then drop them. Oh, the heart just flew right off. Did not want to take part. Wow, so it really looks like there's some relationship stuff going on here. So I'm just going to read the meanings. I haven't learned this yet, so I'm just going to go straight to the meanings from our little book here, and we'll see what works out. Relationship, it's interesting that our scissors have landed in both spots here. So we're going to start there with the scissors, because that one's got me very curious. And of course, as a tarot reader, I'm going to have some tarot specific meanings that I attach to these, like specifically the sun. I'm going to definitely have a meaning attached to that. We also have in here we have handcuffs. I would definitely connect that to the devil card. So yeah, there's other little meanings that I'm going to definitely be coming out with that aren't part of this, which is basically the spirit of any kind of divination, is that you've got sort of the meaning that is assigned to it, and then you've got all your sort of layers of meanings. I do that with tarot, as we already did. The Six of Cups is about persevering emotionally, but then also too, it's about nostalgia and childlike wonder and things like that. So our scissors. Scissors represents a cutting off of a toxic bond or a person. It can also represent detachment at the end of a romantic, platonic, or professional relationship. And it's interesting that this charm landed, I'm just going to push it up a little bit, landed right here on the border between relationships and money. And I feel like what is coming in is that a relationship is ending and it's about money. You know, most marriages end because of money, but I feel like there's something more to this. It's almost like maybe there was a business partnership entangled with a romantic partnership that is coming to an end, definitely coming to an end. And if you're in a toxic relationship and you're trying to end that relationship, this is your sign to do that now, and you will be better off later on without that relationship in your life. So definitely there's something coming to an end here, and somebody is getting cut off, definitely. And it's definitely, yeah, there's definitely some work element attached to it. There's a financial entanglement that goes beyond just a romantic relationship. So if that's you, let me know. And so we're going to go back to the dice, wherever it is. Oh, number 25 here. So it's the dice represents a risk to take that requires some careful consideration. It can also represent a lack of judgment in a situation. Well, isn't that fascinating? Also too, I decided when I got this set that the dice would also mean Las Vegas. So there could be somebody watching this right now that went and got married in Las Vegas and is now kind of entangled and has some regrets. So maybe, you know, none of us make good choices when we've been drinking at the Unlimited bar. So that definitely lets me know that there's something that's happened that wasn't our best decision that we've made for ourselves in our life. But it's connected with this, I feel like it is coming to an end. There was an impulsive something that somebody did that was not thought through. And that's why this isn't working out. So definitely. And if you're thinking of running off to Vegas to get married, just really think about that quickly. Okay. Like, don't take some time. Take some time to think about that before you really commit and make these big decisions, because this could be a little warning for you that that maybe that isn't your best idea. And the sun, again, in relationships and loves, the sun is a very positive charm. It represents vitality and how to generate our energy. It can also represent a new form of recognition or positive action. It feels like this is all like this action here, this getting rid of this situation is going to be quite healing for you. So as a tarot reader, I would see the sun and say, oh, this is about taking time to heal. So the end of this situation or relationship that you're severing, you will feel better. That will be part of your healing process, but then sort of being away from that relationship will also contribute to your healing process. And if you really want to go deep on that one, you can do a cord cutting. I do have a cord cutting available that you could grab immediately and be getting that work done right away. Because even though you may physically be severing this relationship, whether it's a business relationship or personal relationship or like a combination of both, you definitely want to energetically disconnect yourself from that. And we do that through cord cutting. And it's about cutting the energetic cords that keep us tied to people. If you have already severed that relationship and you find yourself lying awake at night and sort of replaying it over and over, you're still energetically entangled, and it would be a good idea to do the cord cutting to sever that so that you're completely disconnected and not being held into it anymore. Because this is what we would call an energy leak. This is when we're giving other people our energy, and our energy is going to places that we don't really want it to go. But when we lie awake at night thinking about something or someone, that's where our energy is going. So that is definitely a great message for anybody who's dealing with this kind of stuff. And then we have the ring, which is kind of neat in body and mental. The ring with its circular shape without beginning or end embodies the continuity and perfection of love while recalling the promise of fidelity and mutual support between partners. For me, this message coming in is about self-love. You definitely want to spend some time with yourself. Interesting that this is coming up at the time when we just did that card reading. That I feel like there's definitely some energy in the air here about the connection between this and the card reading that we just did. But for our ring, we definitely want to be focusing on some self-love, taking care of your mental health, taking care of your physical health, taking care of what you put into your body, what movement you do, anything like that. I find that all that kind of stuff really does contribute to mental health. Like the better, I have leaky gut, so I am well versed in the connection between the gut and the brain, because my mental health is never great when I'm in the middle of a leaky gut flare up, and everything is wrong with everything when I'm dealing with that. So definitely nourish your body, get some movement. Motion is lotion. So the more you move, the better your body feels, and the more flexible and bendy you are, for those of us who feel the need to be bendy. But there's definitely a real strong message here of partnering with yourself to take care of yourself. And this is a great time of year for that. We're sort of getting back to routine, where we know what our life looks like rather than the craziness of summer. And we definitely, have those quieter, cozier nights that I know I'm experiencing them myself already, where, the sun is going down so early, and I kind of want to curl up and rest and read a book and, drink some nice teas and things like that, and really take care of myself and nourish myself through this season, which is what we are meant to do. This is a season of nourishment, and that's in all ways, not just food, but definitely, you know, this is the perfect time of year for some self-love and for some self-care. And don't forget that self-care isn't sitting in a bath eating chocolate cake. Self-care is dealing with your own BS. And self-care is dealing with your limiting beliefs and your addiction to them. Self-care is your boundaries. Self-care is respecting other people's boundaries so you don't get into arguments with people. Self-care is doing the healing work. Self-care is getting readings. Self-care is taking workshops. Self-care is that self-development work that we talked about right at the beginning of the tarot reading at the start of this video. So I think this, I feel like this is all just one big reading based on the topic of healing and seeking spiritual advice and persevering through whatever we're going through. It does feel like such a weird time. There's just so much going on with, you know, everything that's going on in Canada right now. And then we've got the American election. And then we've got all this other stuff around the world that is just a little crazy. I know, like where I was born, you can go to jail for 7 years for I think it's 7 years for misgendering someone. And I'm not sure the intent of that law and how they sort of define that. Like if somebody's, you know, got long hair and makeup and a dress on and you call them ma'am, are you going to jail for that? If they decide that no, they're not a woman, that you've just misgendered them, I don't know. But I have to look more into that. But just sort of things like that where everybody's just on edge. And life is so stressful and there's just so much going on that just, it doesn't make sense and it doesn't add up in a world where human beings need things to be logical. Human beings need things to make sense, and otherwise we start making up meanings for things. So definitely, I think there's a lot of people who are under a lot of stress right now, feeling very confused and a bit lost and not sure what's next. You know, the housing, economy, all these sorts of things. There's a lot going on. So definitely time for some rest and self-care. And since the heart flew off the table, flew off the mat and didn't even land, I thought I would see what it means. And I can't find it on the book. The heart, number 15. We'll get there. I'll get so much better at this as I keep doing it. The heart represents, first of all, the love that we have for ourselves and for others. It can also represent the favorable development of a situation based on respect and kindness. And, you know, I haven't really decided yet when a charm doesn't land in here, what that actually means. But I'm going to take this as it really wanted me to pay attention to that. Self-love. Love for yourself. It's all right here. Love for yourself. Take care of yourself. And when we take care of ourselves, we're actually better for the people around us. So don't forget that. And yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Let me know that you were here. Please click the thumbs up and subscribe and check out my links. I will put all the links that I've talked about here into the description. And I'm going to see if I can timestamp it. I don't even know how to do that, but we're going to figure that out. So somebody made that suggestion for the cards for the collective readings. And I said, yeah, as soon as I figure out how to do that, I will start doing that. So that will be today's project. If you see that there are timestamps, then you know I figured it out. And if not, then I'm still working on it. So I wish you all the best. Have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to connecting with you, and with so much light and love, have a magical day.